Hello, welcome back to Hunter Tune. Today I'm showing you guys one of my recent purchases that should add a lot more fun to the YouTube channel and a lot more good information out there for the channel and stuff like that. And just wanted to kind of show you what I bought and give a huge shout out to Aman. He actually went through a lot of headaches and stuff for me in order for me to buy this, and I just want to give him a huge shout out. Aman is actually a customer of mine and a supporter of the channel, and I made a Facebook post looking for somebody to help me out purchase this thing, and he went above and beyond to help out get this thing. I found it on a worldwide Craigslist search. I have been looking for a motorcycle dyno for quite some time, and I finally was able to buy one. Like I said, I did like a worldwide Craigslist search. I looked on Racing Junk. I even called Dynamite themselves because they're actually located where I'm at in Wisconsin. I actually called them. I was going to purchase a new one. I was going to, I called DynoJet. I called a ton of places that I was just going to go buy a dyno from. But ended up finding this thing for a great deal. And it was located in Mesa, Arizona. So obviously me, I'm in Wisconsin. It was like a 2,000 mile drive. I figured if I could just find somebody to go purchase it for me, I would pay them, obviously pay the guy that was selling it, and then I would just have somebody go pick it up and bring it back to me, you know, from uship.com or something like that, which I ended up doing. So I went through and I emailed the guy that had this for sale on Craigslist. There was no phone number, there was no way to contact him other than email. He did email me back, and he just said, hey, I got the dyno for sale, and I told him my situation. I told him my YouTube channel. I showed him, you know, my name, everything, and he pretty much just said, if you're not local, don't bother. And I said, okay, I understand. And he pretty much ghosted me. So for the next week, I was just thinking of ways like, how can I get this thing? Because it was such a good deal that I just had to figure out a way. So I made a Facebook post, and Aman reached out and he said, hey dude, I'll do whatever it takes, I'll go get it for you. So Aman ended up going down, paying for it cash, because the guy only wanted a cash sale, you know, in person, no kind of bullshit, which I understand. But you know, coming from my world, I was, you know, I'm halfway across the country trying to get this thing. So Aman went there, he paid the guy cash, and then Aman stored it at his house so I could have the U-Ship guy go pick it up at Aman's house. I hope I'm saying his name right. Sorry if I'm not. But so he stored it for a couple days, ended up getting scammed on U-Ship, a whole bunch of a mess of other stuff that went on. So I ended up getting refunded the money from U-Ship, and then hired a different logistics company, and they ended up picking it up, and it was actually a local guy from Wisconsin that was down in Arizona when I needed him. And he's like, hey dude, I'll pick this thing up tomorrow, I'll bring it up. And he did it, you know, I think he got it to me in like 2 days or 3 days from the time he picked it up. So anyways, I've had it for a couple weeks now. I got pretty much everything set up, and I wanted to kind of show you what it's all going to look like. This is a portable motorcycle dyno, and I purchased it without any data acquisition or a ramp. So all it had was the wheel chock, the roller, and the frame, and obviously the trailer. There's no lights on it. I ripped them all off because they're all broken. The fenders were busted off of it and everything like that. But the good news is the roller, the bearings, the frame, everything like that is extremely solid, and I'm very happy about that. And I know from doing all the car dynos that I've done, I can set this thing up with data acquisition for nothing. So I reached out to Justine, I think his name is. He's from overseas. He hooked me up with a Your Dyno data acquisition system, and I installed it, which I'll show those clips after this one. Just if, you know, for those people that are interested in seeing that. And we got everything up and working. So still some minor tweaks and stuff that I want to do to it, but nonetheless, I have a motorcycle dyno, and it's portable. So you guys know what that means. I'm going to be taking this thing to, I actually already have sponsored a bike night here local in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. if anybody wants to come out and support. It's every third Monday of the month. So we're going to be doing some dynoing at the bike night, and I'll probably show you guys that. And then obviously I wanted to get one of these dynos because it's very sketchy dynoing bikes in general on a car dyno, especially without a front wheel chock, which I can't really install one efficiently at the shop and still be able to pull cars through. So I just said screw it, and I bought this thing for 3,500 bucks. So like I said, I've done the Groms and some bikes and stuff on my car dyno, but the car dyno, the roller is so big that it puts way too much load on those little bikes. And just bikes in general, really, I couldn't go over like 50 miles an hour with the Groms. I could, but it's just really kind of straining on it. So I wanted to get something where I can actually run it through all the gears, be able to really top it out and stuff like that on a dyno without really stressing the bike too much. And this thing will do anything from 0 horsepower all the way to like 400. So we're gonna test that out, you know, over the next coming, you know, months and years and weeks and whatever. But it's really cool to actually have this tool in my collection now. So I have a car dyno, and now I have a motorcycle dyno. So maybe later, I'd love to get into doing side-by-sides and, you know, go-karts and all sorts of shit. But this is a great addition, especially for the price I paid. I could not complain. Yeah, so I still want to do some finishing touches. Like I said, I got the data acquisition all hooked up. I have to, you know, permanently mount this stuff and figure out where I want it and whatnot. And I have to get a laptop stand that is a little bit taller than this, so when I'm on the bike, I can actually, you know, tune and have stuff hooked up to it and whatnot. And I also bought a table and a canopy tent to set up for going to these bike nights and any bike shows that want to, you know, have a dyno for their show. I can charge a couple bucks for a couple dyno runs, and you know, guys can you know, it'd just be a good time. It's just a good time. And like I said, I can do really cool videos explaining what changes do on these little bikes, what, you know, different exhausts do for power, what the possibilities are endless, because it's not a hassle to dyno the bikes anymore. I don't have to haul them to the shop and then figure out ways to strap them and then still be super sketched out by it. So there's just, I don't even know what to say. It's awesome to have this. But like I said, I'm still working out some stuff. I want to get some fenders for it, which shouldn't be too big of a deal. I want to get a different laptop stand, something that is a little bit higher than this, that I can, you know, like I said, be on the laptop while I'm on the bike. I might just modify this one somehow and raise it up, or get another table like that and set it next to the dyno. We will see. Also, like I said, there was no ramp with this thing, so I have these aluminum ramps that I've been using, but I don't really feel comfortable loading like really big Harleys and stuff like that quite yet, because the ramp, you know, with an 800-pound bike, you can't really put your feet down when you're loading the bike onto the roller. So I have to get a ramp that is wider. I have 2 of these, but I need a ramp that's wider in order to safely load and unload these bikes. And another thing too, the wheel chock, you know, once the bike is in the wheel chock, everything's fine. So it's, you know, just this little strap that goes through the wheel, strap it down, all good to go. So yeah, I plan on setting stuff up, and like we'll do the dyno bike night, and I'll have a little sign up sheet and a waiver form and stuff like that that everybody will fill out on the table. And I just wanted to show you guys my new tool. I'm very excited for what the future holds with this thing. I feel like my bikes will become a lot faster since I'll have the bike dyno to be able to really fine-tune stuff, and hopefully do some more parts testing, show you know, comparisons between different parts, what they do, etc. So that's the main reason I wanted this thing. And I didn't mention this earlier, but like getting a spot on a motorcycle dyno around here is literally like pulling teeth. I've scheduled numerous appointments with the local guy here, and I always seem to get blown off, or he's too busy for me, or whatever. So I said fuck it, and I bought my own. I still want to get over to him and do some you know, comparisons between numbers because I want to pretty much match this thing up to a dyno jet. It's within like a horse or two right now, the way I have it set up. If you guys want to see more setting up the Your Dyno software, I could probably do that. I've already done videos on it, but I can probably do more setting it up and showing you how I configure stuff. The speed off the roller is exactly perfect. I tested all that. I have speed working perfectly, and I have horsepower reading 99% perfect. It's you know, like I said, it's within like 1 or 2 horsepower, but pretty much any dyno you go on, or if you do a dyno one day versus the next, you're gonna have a horsepower or 2 variant regardless. So I think even, you know, not comparing numbers, we're still pretty close, but I'm going to anyway just to show you guys, you know, the dyno jet between this. This is actually a bigger roller than a dyno jet motorcycle dyno by a little bit. It's not much bigger, but it does have the perfect amount of load, guys. I've already tested a couple bikes on this thing. I even put my electric scooter on it that you guys loved. I loved all the views and stuff from that video, so thank you guys. I have a ton more stuff coming with that stuff too, but yeah, so I don't even know where to go from here, guys. I just want to say a huge shout out to the guys, the logistics company, and Aman for helping get this thing, because it was a hassle dealing with the guy that was selling it. It was literally buried in the weeds, you know, sitting outside for who knows how long. And thankfully, it was sitting outside in Arizona because, you know, it rains like 3 days a year there. So it's not rusty, nothing's, you know, messed up. And I'm going to show you guys the clips, just kind of setting up the Your Dyno a little bit, and throw these in here. Yeah, this is going to be the conclusion for this part of the video. And the rest of the video will be setting up the dyno and showing you under the lid. I took it all apart and showed you guys that. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching, guys. Comment, subscribe, like. Let's make this awesome. Alright guys, so we're gonna get the Your Dyno software working on my new motorcycle dyno here. This is a Dynamite Land and Sea. And I'm gonna show you the reluctor here. The pickup that comes with this Dynamite unit. It's not gonna work because it only has 2 teeth. 2 points of a pickup. So in this little collar right here on the end of the roller, you can see it's kind of a clamped on deal, and it's got a magnet on each side 180 degrees apart from each other. So this has 2 pickups. So when the computer sees two pickups, it knows it went 1 revolution. That will not work with the Your Dyno software. The Your Dyno software needs a minimum of 20 teeth pickup. So what I did is I took this old planetary gear off of a, like, I don't even know what it was, a Chrysler minivan transmission or something, and I took it to my buddy's lathe and we cut out the center of it. We cut the center of it out to match the outer diameter of this roll, which this outer diameter of this roll is 2.5 inches. So we made this like 2.51, and then we cut it in half so we can put 1/2 on top, 1/2 on bottom, and then I'm going to weld it on. This will work good because I can't access the end of the roller, unfortunately, on this, because as you can see, it's just steel right here, so you can't get to the actual end of the roller without pulling the whole drum out of the frame, which I don't really want to do if I can avoid it. So when I did this on the dyno at my shop, Christine wants to film.
Well, I'm the designated filmer now. It was rude to start without me. So, can I also say, since you're editing, that why don't you finish one video?
I know, because I want to work on this right now. I have like 8 things going on right now, and I want to work on this.
I know, but you should probably post one. That would be a quick video to post. And then you could film me riding you on it. With the nice lights.
Riding me on it? So like I said, I'm going to take this collar off of here, and I'm going to put this piece on here. So what I did on the dyno at my shop that uses the Your Dyno software, I actually took a single cam Honda cam gear and I put it on the end of the roller and I literally just eyeballed it. I tacked it, I spun the drum to see how much runout it had, and then I just kind of tapped it so it didn't have a whole lot of runout. And it has quite a bit of runout, the one at my shop, but it still works perfectly fine. So this will be even better than that because the inner diameter that we cut out here fits perfectly over that part of the roller where this is going to sit. And there's more than 20 teeth on here. We're going to have to count the amount of teeth that are on this gear so we can implement that into the DYNO software. So I'm going to get this welded on, and then I'm going to install the sensor and kind of show you how everything looks when we're done.
My cutting?
Just on making videos. You know?
Yeah, but you're not very good at that. I remind you every day, and here we are. Action.
All right, guys, so I think I was talking about the cam gear. Sorry, I've had a lot of videos that I've been trying to film, and it's getting a little mixed up because, like, yesterday I was filming a video on this. I started a clip on this and stuff like that, and it sucks because I really like to just make a video and focus on one thing, but I have like 5 awesome things going on right now that I all want to film it, but it's just, it's been tough because I don't want to work on just one thing when I have 3 other things I want to work on, but anyways. So, this is, I did get the cam gear installed on the end of the roller here on the dyno, and I got the sensor from your dyno installed. Rate my welds, bro. They're not that great, but it is on there. It was a pain in the ass. I actually had this bracket that's holding the sensor for the cam gear that's down here. It's not even a cam gear. It's a fucking it's like a planetary gear out of a transmission. So I took that transmission gear, brought it to my buddy in the lathe. I think I talked about that, and then I sandwiched it together onto the roller, and it was just a pain in the ass getting my welder in here because you can imagine the gun of the welder. I couldn't angle the gun to actually hit the gear to weld it. So I was struggling, and I was swearing at this thing for a long time, and there is some ugly ass welds on that planetary gear, but it's on there, it's solid, and I'm happy. So, like I said, I made this bracket. This was a bracket that I had from an oil cooler mount on a Honda Grom. I just cut it up and used it for the sensor. And now when we spin the roller, that sensor picks up 29 teeth on that planetary gear that I welded on. So over here, it's just picking up every tooth that goes by. The sensor that's on here currently is a magnet. The sensor that it did have, which I don't even know if I threw it out or not. I probably threw it out. Fuck. I just had it too. Where did I put it? Where, oh, where did my baby go?
We call that beer brain.
What? I found it. Sober brain. So this is the sensor that was on the dyno with the 2 pickup magnet. And like I said, I don't know if this is a thing, but like, I don't know if you guys ever notice other dyno curves. If you guys look at like Dyno Jets or you know, DynoCom, DynoJet software, Dyno Dynamic software, etc., etc. You can see here that this is actually a magnet. This is not a magnet. This is magnetic. So like, I think this notices the magnet on this side and then on this side, and this was just clamped around the roller there. So this was the data acquisition that was on this thing from Dynamite Land and Sea. That's the brand of this thing. And like I said, I don't know if you guys ever notice, but like a Dyno Jet or any other dyno really, they all seem to have, at least from my experience, they all have to put a ton of smoothing into their power curve to get it to not be like super jagged as it goes up. And I did notice, like, even on my, there's a local guy, Jason Farrell Performance. Go check him out. He actually just won a big race up here at Elkhart Lake. If you guys want to go give him a shout out, that's cool. He's been trying for 25 years, and I'm super proud of him for taking a first win. But anyways, I had 2 of my bikes dynoed at his place, and he has a DynoJet motorcycle dyno. And DynoJets, for the most part, have one pickup. As the roller turns 1 revolution, it only has one spot that hits the magnet. And like I said, on his dyno, I probably have a picture of a power curve on his dyno. You can see that it's constantly like zigzagging back and forth, and I think that's because the pickup only has one tooth on the pickup. So the drum isn't spinning fast enough for it to get a clean resolution. Like, there's not enough resolution on the pickup. So the guy from Your Dyno, I'm gonna butcher his frickin' name. Justin, we're just gonna call him Justin.
That doesn't sound like too hard of a
Justin,
name.
but it's spelled differently because he's from overseas. But Justin, the guy from Your Dyno, has been a great help on this thing. I've been bugging him a little bit, and I asked him if I could use that 2 magnet pickup that was already on here. It was already set up. I could have just plugged his sensor in and been done. But he told me you're not going to have good resolution. So that's why we put that gear on there. It's got 29 teeth. He recommends between 20 and 40 teeth for a good outcome. So the one at my shop on my car dyno, I think, has 34 teeth or something like that. This one has 29. And I don't know if you guys ever watch my dyno videos, but you can see my power curves are super smooth. And you can clearly see where cars drop off power and stuff like that, but there's not like random zigzags usually in the dyno curve. And I think that's just because the Your Dyno software uses 20 to 40 teeth on the pickup. So if you guys are building a dyno, I don't recommend any other software other than Your Dyno. The guy is awesome. He shipped it to me in like 4 days from overseas. And it's very simple to use. And I'm going to show you guys that here in a minute, but I wanted to just show you the pickup. And we're going to grease up the bearings on the end. And this thing, like I said, is extremely clean. It's from Arizona. It's been sitting outside for the last however many years, I'm not even sure, but I'm very happy with my purchase, guys. And this is probably one of the last times you're going to see it with the lid off. So I just wanted to show you real quick. There's no, I mean, this thing is built like a tank. The only thing I'm worried about is driving this thing on the road. I'm really hoping that this sensor and my bracket and all that stuff doesn't rattle around and end up breaking the sensor or breaking any of the welds. I don't think it will, but I'm just going to have to be careful if I drive this thing long distance.
I figured that's what you were doing.
But like I said, very clean. It's one of the fenders broke off. We got to get that stuff cleaned up. But this is the last time you're going to see it. I got the sensor tied on the frame rail here. I just zip tied it along here, and then this is the wire. This is the wire for the sensor. It's all running under this C channel. So, and then it comes out one of these holes. And it goes to my box, which I have to figure out a lot of stuff yet. Got to figure out the box, where I want to mount it. I got a wideband I want to permanently mount for the dyno. I have a, so like I said, I got to mount the Your Dyno software still. I have to figure out a place I want to put the box. I want to get this wheel chock moving freely and use something other than the hand crank that comes on it, because currently how you move the wheel chock is like this, and it takes forever.
And Barbara's sleeping. So.
Yeah, so just some finishing touches that I want to do to it, but that's my new dyno, guys. This is my new motorcycle dyno. I did try it out at the parking lot up the street, and it's awesome. I can't wait to get everything working. I'll probably do some follow-up videos coming soon, but I wanted to just show you I bought another dyno. gonna do 5,000 RPM on the tack. And then when I get to 5 grand on the bike, I'm gonna hit lock gear ratio, or can you, I'll tell you when. Oh. And then after that, hit OK. So when you're done hitting lock gear ratio, hit OK, and then I'll tell you, you know, if we're good or whatever, and then hit the space bar, and then I'm gonna do a rip, and then hit the space bar again when I'm done. Okay? It only registered 0.7 horsepower for some reason. I'm honestly super stoked about this. I want to go to some bike shows. There's a couple local bike meets, bike events that happen, and I want to try to maybe sponsor some of them and bring the dyno there. I think it'd be a cool little money maker to put this thing to use and be able to, I don't know, play around with some bikes. So, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great night and better tomorrow. We're going to get this thing back put together, and I'm going to go film the intro for it, this video. So, see you later.